team today.
He's so good, Brandon, that you can play him at any position in the offensive line, and I think he's a Pro Bowl player at each spot.
Topper!
Check the back or check.
Hey, Echo! Go.
From the 41, Rudolph. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, Rudolph. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory. Down at the 33. Here's Rudolph. Setting up the screen. This is Samuels. A good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football. And the Raiders pick it up. He's got daylight. The 30, 20. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one... is good. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
All day, baby, let's go. Let's go.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Rudolph going to lead the Steelers up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Rudolph. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead.
All day, baby.
Well, they didn't exactly show... there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block would be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Now Carr. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Oh, some strong running.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. First carry for Josh Jacobs. Sean Davis that time on the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
He's got a man. It's Williams. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Check three.
They'll run on first down. Swift. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Safarian Jenkins has it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Austin Safarian Jenkins. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Mason Rudolph leading this offense out for their next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
50, Mike, 50. Here we go, D.
Rudolph looking to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down. On first down, Snell. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cleveland Farrell just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Check 55.
Look at me. Zipper. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Let's go.
Third and long. It's Rudolph. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. On first down, Carr got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs.
Check 3. Run.
There he goes, right side. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends. And you just wonder, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
Now from back at the 5, this is 3rd and goal. Carr. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? A run for Snell. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And it's complete. Hooper. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Go, go.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready?
Now a play fake here on first down.
Watch the screen.
And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Shoot.
Rudolph now to throw.
I got him.
Buying time to his left. Rudolph loses the football. It's out. And the Raiders pick it up. And some space here. 30. Past the 20. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
All day, baby, all day.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
To throw on second and 10. Rudolph. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Cleveland Farrell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Strip the ball. Strip that ball. Check Mike 99. Mike 99.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Check Mike 99. Mike 99.
Hey, defense. Hey, defense, let's go.
Lead grip. Lead grip.
Going for it. It's Rudolph. He finds his tight end, Gentry. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rudolph. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line. On first down, it's Rudolph. And he loses the football a second time. And the Raiders pick it up.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful.
Yeah, I'm just happy. I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Defense, let's go.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, his 4th touchdown on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. This one taken just inside the 10. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third and a few inches. Rudolph looking to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
58's the mic.
They are going for it. It's Rudolph, and it is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So they give it up just on their side of midfield. And, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have him.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Carr going to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
180. 180. We're good. We're good. 180. That's it.
Throwing on 1st down is Carr. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will do it for this first half. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On 2nd down, Jacobs. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14.
Here we go. Tight ends on Lucy. Tight ends on Lucy.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl-type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
From the end zone, Rudolph. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And that'll bring up second down. They'll throw again from their own end zone. It's caught over the middle. Hooper. Give them 14 on that one and a first down. On first down, Rudolph. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Watch the safety creep. Sneak grip.
Rudolph going to throw again. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete.
Hey, let's go. Get
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Rudolph throwing again.
Tighten down. There you go.
Steps away to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he finally goes out of bounds across the opposite 40. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Austin Hooper.
Keep playing hard. Got it?
Mike 55. Hey, eat.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Here's Rudolph. But it's brought in by Washington. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. They'll run with Snell and give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
I like the call on 3rd and 2. They were geared up to stop the run. I like the fact they just hit them quick. Little slant route. All about timing there, partner.
Yeah, the timing, everything well executed. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Rudolph on 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And it'll be intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at the 20. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I like how they started the 3rd quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their 2nd win coming out of the locker room. After the sack on 1st down, Carr. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Throwing his Carr on third down. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers are going on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
12 yards there and a first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
2nd and 10, Rudolph again. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Rudolph. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. But you just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Back to throw, Rudolph. Open man is Switzer complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. To throw, it's Carr. Safarian Jenkins has it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Carr. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go. Watch twist.
On 2nd down now. It's Jacobs. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the power run out of the bag and got a couple extra yards with it. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
So they are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
Let's go, folks.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Here's Snell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
You ready? You ready? You ready?
I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the 50, it's Rudolph. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Now Rudolph on first down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation...
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Benny Snell, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are able to at least knock the deficit down a bit. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals, just something magical about breaking that barrier.
And he's right there on the doorstep now.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. To throw on 3rd down. Carr, he gets it to Brown, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Carr now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the 2nd half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. They go jet sweep here with Williams. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They may want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Cameron Hayward, his 2nd sack of the night.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is fielded at the 7. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And now out come the Steelers. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 39. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way.